No, I didn't know how it was supposed to go. How are
I'm
you?
great. How are
I,
you?
I was singing a song. I
What were
said,
you?
Red Rover, let Clissy come over." You're you're too young to remember
No,
that.
I'm not. I remember that.
And
Yes.
listen, you are on fire. I've been following you on socials, not for very long, because we just met.
Yes.
We're just now, like, this is the official face to face,
Yes.
but we've just known about each other, or me about you. I'm so impressed with you. You got to show me the skills because you got them.
Oh,
Not everybody has them.
well, thank you. Thank you. It's kind of been a wild ride. It was, um, we just started out as like, um, we had a trans kiddo and wanted to support them and the community, and we just wanted to raise a little bit of money, and then it got crazy real quick.
Yeah. Well, I think because I saw that you just now either you just started the Facebook page for the shop, or it said established June 9th, 2022. Is
Mhm,
that when you actually
mhm.
opened? Is
Yeah.
there a significance to that day?
No, well, it's funny the number two has always been cool to me, but that is
Really?
random that it actually was established on that day. I held off on doing social media for the longest time because I just really didn't think that I wasn't taking myself seriously. It really was. We had a catering business in Chattanooga before we moved here, and I swore it was just so much. We closed the business during the recession in 2008, and
Oh,
so I was like, I don't think I can do it again. And my husband was always like, you'll find the right thing. You'll find the right
he's
thing
a
that will
keeper.
open your heart back up. And so I stayed home with our kids for 15 years. And, they were the ones that were like, we were homeschooling both of them at the time.
Okay, you have
And,
two children.
mhm,
Hmm.
mhm. And our oldest is trans. And during that time, he came out to us originally as gay, and then we sort of started peeling back the
Hmm.
layers of that. And that was all during the pandemic. So we kind of were just in our little bubble and didn't really get to meet other queer people or be around other families. So
Wow.
the groups like Free Mom Hugs and Mama Bears and the other groups like that were so helpful
Oh,
to
I
us
know.
during that time because we didn't know anybody. I mean,
Hmm.
we
Absolutely.
have queer friends and queer family, but um, we were not immersed in the community like we are now. And there is just a difference, like
Yeah.
knowing, other trans adults who are living their lives and who are happy and successful. It's just mamas need to see
Oh,
that. We don't want to raise our kids from a place of fear. So
no.
during the pandemic, having all of that, having y'all and those things were
Yeah.
great. But I found y'all before Weibo. I've known about you for a while. So
Yes, I think our executive director said that you found us through a Jen Hatmaker. Is
yep.
that right?
Hmm.
Don't you
Yep.
just love her? She cracks me up.
She's
Oh,
hysterical.
yeah.
Absolutely hysterical. Yeah, and I had followed her for a long, long time and have kind of gone on the same religious journey that she
Right, right.
has, similar, unpacking some of that stuff along the way, as we, had a queer kiddo and had to learn about all of that. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that our paths have finally crossed,
Yes.
and what a treat it has been just watching uh, what I've known of you just in a short amount of time. I'm so impressed and proud. And, going back to your origin story, so to speak, when the pandemic's here, you're home with your children, and you start having these conversations. I mean, during the pandemic, that was like, I remember sitting at my desk, and it was Friday the 13th, and the whole world was just shutting down, and I had just left my job to work for Free Mom Hugs full time, and I felt like we were on, like we were ready to go into orbit with Free Mom Hugs. The post had gone viral, and I felt like someone just pulled the plug.
Run. Yeah.
And I thought, man, what are we going to do? But thank goodness for social media.
Hmm.
And like you mentioned, the Mama Bear group with Liz,
Yep.
having that connection, knowing you're not
Hmm.
alone. And especially, I mean, what our transgender friends and family are facing right now is unprecedented. And it's, I mean,
It's scary.
I don't need to tell you.
Yeah. No, I just got back from Nashville. I just
I
went
was
to
going to ask you
Nashville.
about that.
hmm
Yeah.
We just went on Tuesday to talk to our legislators. We did like a day
How
on the
did that
Hill.
go? Like, did you go with a
Mhm.
group? Tell me how that came
We went
about.
with a big group, but then everybody had their appointments with their own
Mhm.
legislators. And then there were several of us who were friends who, were friends with our hairdresser who has transitioned since we've known her. And so she was going to a couple of meetings that she didn't want to go to by herself. So we went with her, even though they were our representatives, that kind of thing. But overall, this is our second time going, and this one was harder. This one, you could definitely tell the political climate is different than it was a year ago. And we're in Tennessee, so in the last year, we've had
No kidding. Yeah.
a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
So with the Tennessee Three and all of it, just the shootings, and it's just been a rough. The end of last legislative season, and then into this one, it's just been very tumultuous.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, nobody really wanted to listen to us. It was not, it
Isn't
was
that
not
something?
particularly. I told my husband, I was like, I think we need to do a Facebook or Instagram series on like the dumb stuff that our legislators said to our face, because I mean it blew my mind, like the actual things that were coming out of like educated people's mouths that they thought were true about our child, and we were like, you don't know what you're talking about, and you're making laws
Yeah.
for our family. So it's
Yeah.
scary.
I thought we had the same thing at one time. I don't know if it's still the same, but in Oklahoma, we had the most anti-LGBTQ bills than anywhere else in the
Yeah.
country. This was several months ago, I'm sure.
It,
Well, I don't know where we're at now, but two things. One, when you have political parties making decisions for families with transgender children without even spending time
mm-hmm.
with their families. I thought if you could just spend a day
Yeah.
with a family, then, or down, with an endocrinologist or anyway, I know you know all these things, but
But well, go
no,
ahead.
you go.
That's the reason that we started Mama Bear, was because there's not a lot of representation. I think a lot of families, and look, we're scared too. Like it's a fine needle to thread. Our child is very outgoing and very politically minded and wants to be involved. And so we are trying to do that in a way that, um, honors that in him and keeps
Safe.
everybody safe.
Mhm.
So, um, but there's not a lot of businesses that are actually doing it, like not just in June, but like, doing it year round. And it's
Mhm.
just like that representation. We always say that the cookies are kind of just a gateway to the real work that we want to do, which is like representation and like modeling what like actual families like ours look like, because we're not special. We are one of like millions of families like us.
Yeah.
Um, and that's the part about it that it makes it heartbreaking, and it's the thing that makes us want to do it. My husband and I, we have a little cookie trailer that we take to
Yeah.
events, and her
That's
name's
awesome.
Dolly the cookie trolley. She's a little pink trolley. And that by far is like the thing that fuels my heart. It's like we'll go to an event that's not necessarily a queer event, like it'll
Mhm.
be like an arts festival or something like that, and people will walk up and be like, are you the trans cookies? They just know who we are, and or know that we're a safe space. And we're not like overly loud, but there's little things on our trailer and on our register that let people know that
Yeah.
we're a
If you
safe
know, you
space.
know,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah. So anyway, that's
Well,
the reason that we do
well,
it.
I think it reminded me of something that I learned about Harvey Milk when he's just encouraging the community to come out to let their friends and neighbors know who they
Yeah.
are, and a dentist or a doctor or a cookie maker or a hairdresser. It just changes the social norm, and then you really do know people who are part of the community that you love,
hmm
and whereas perhaps before you just weren't even aware of it. Prior to our family, going on this journey, I didn't pay much attention to it because it just didn't
Yeah.
matter. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't matter, but it
It didn't
wasn't in
affect
my
you. I mean,
right.
that's always what we say.
Yeah.
Like, if it's just outside of your bubble, sometimes it's hard to, you kind of have apathy. I mean, not in a bad way,
No,
but
I
it's
get it.
just you go to Pride, and that's just the thing, those months are the times. And I have a lot of friends who are very, very supportive that I still have to be like, hey, we're fighting this bill right now. I need you to call your legislator. And like, it's not something that's on their radar, and it wouldn't be on my radar if it didn't affect our family. So
Right.
uh,
Right.
we're always doing that kind of work too.
Now, may I ask, does your family, do they bake with you? Do they go with you to the with the dolly
Yes. So on
trolley?
the trolley, yes, we have a really cool situation here in Knoxville. We have a like commissary where we can
Oh,
rent kitchen space.
that's
So
cool.
we went from cooking in our house. We have cottage laws that passed during the pandemic. So we were actually able to cook from home originally. And we started selling to our local queer coffee shop, South
Nice.
Press, which if anybody doesn't know, you've been there actually. You came
I
here
thought so.
yeah.
I thought so.
We had a sick kiddo that weekend. We were supposed to be there
Oh,
with you, um, but she started carrying our cookies, and that was sort of the catalyst that
okay.
made us take off. But um, so we cook in the commissary. It's called Real Good Kitchen, and we cook there. So they come. I mean, a lot of times I cook during the day when everybody's at work and school. So I have one employee that
Oh,
works with me there, and
okay.
then on the weekends, my husband, and we normally take one kid and leave one kid so that we've got somebody watching the dog. But they take turns and work on the trolley. So
Yeah.
yeah, and they love
So,
it. They really do. It's really fun.
so I spent some time. Oh, I have to tell you, the cookies that you sent me. I mean, the packaging alone was
Oh,
incredible. You really took some time to do that, and
oh,
I mean,
thank
you could
you.
just tell it just wasn't, haphazardly or a afterthought. But each one held their shape. The decorations, they were beautiful. I wish I would have taken a
I know.
picture of them out. I just wasn't. I was so
I
excited.
know. It's
But I have to tell you
hard.
that I had them on my desk, and we have a little dog, Ruthie, and we were away, and she got into that box, and she ate the chocolate salted caramel one, and she ate the whole thing. We got home,
You
and it
okay?
was on. Oh, yeah, she's fine. She's
Okay.
fine. Rest assured.
Okay.
No, trust me. I called the vet. I
Okay.
watched her like a hawk.
Hmm.
She's fine.
Okay.
But that was the first real food she's ever had in her life,
Well,
ever. So I thought, hey, if you're gonna get it, I guess that's
I know,
yeah.
right?
But
Oh, how
she's
funny. Well, I'm
fine.
glad she's okay.
Yeah, no, I was concerned too. I thought, oh my gosh, but it was on my desk. She had gotten in the chair. She's never done that,
She
but you could tell
knew.
she could
My dogs
smell them. They
know
were
when
so.
they are in the house. Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
that's the first real food she's ever had, but she
Well,
survived it.
well, good, good.
Um,
I hope she liked it, and let's not do that
no,
again.
no, 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 no. Um, so I spent some time on your website, which I love also, but
Thank
your
you.
goal is to spread joy and eat cookies.
Yep.
And your Facebook profile says baking the best damn sugar cookies you've ever tasted, giving back to our beautiful community. And I love that because you just plain simple, there it is.
Mhm.
Um, and there's something about the word beautiful. When we can use that type of language, um, I don't know, I don't know, it just really gets to me. I'm probably overthinking it, but
No,
I just love it when you can
it's
say,
very intentional.
like, yeah, like it's, I often say it's a beautiful and spirit-filled community
It does.
because I want to give flesh and blood and spirit and humanity and essence of
Yeah.
people. So it is, it's important that you said that. I'm glad that you did.
And it means the community means more to us than I think I'll ever be able to actually articulate. I think I always say we went to church for a long time and we're very involved in the church,
Right.
and left when our kid decided that they didn't feel comfortable and it wasn't the right place for us. And that was a really hard transition for me, just kind of knowing, I think a lot of moms go through it. Like, where's my faith? Do I still have it? What does that mean? Like, who am I without that? And I found the queer community to be the most impactful version of church that I have ever
Mm-hmm.
experienced. Not one day a week. It is a literally it fills my heart in a way that the other church never ever did. And
Isn't that
so
something? something.
It
It's
really
like,
is.
hmm
It was
and
like an
mhm.
empty part that I had for so long. And then it was like this happened and it was a really hard time. And then it was like, oh, this is what it feels like to have a full heart and like be loved completely.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
used to think, because I went through a period of time like you where you just this devastation of loss
Hmm.
and feeling like you just lost your witness or your testimony and just deconstructing and then reconstructing and but I consider myself a woman of faith, whereas previously I identified as a Christian.
Hmm.
And I was recently asked to join a, a campaign trying to reclaim Christianity.
Hmm.
And, I thought to myself, I don't know if I want to reclaim
Yeah.
Christianity. I'm still a woman of faith. I do believe in the Gospels. I believe in the power of the Holy Spirit and the fellowship of believers. But it's not what it used to be. And sometimes I think, well, that was good for then, but this is good for now. But I hear you because we experience humanity,
Hmm.
I think, to a greater degree that we even thought possible.
Yep.
And I'm
Very
so
much.
glad. I'm so glad. I have no regrets.
Hmm.
No regrets at all.
Not at all. Not at all. It was a lonely time, though. I think for other parents going through it, I think that's something to know. It's like it does get
Mhm.
better. It was really lonely, and it felt like I'm losing all these friends. And like I would go to Walmart and I would see people take a turn because they didn't want to come talk to me
Oh,
anymore, and that kind of stuff was really that was hard. But ultimately, I learned so much about myself and about
mm.
what I want and the kind of person that I want to be. And it has made me it's the one of the best things that's ever happened to us
Well,
by far.
listen, I didn't know you then, but if I'm going by just your expression and, on your face, you're glowing, you're beautiful, you're happy. I mean, it's an expression of love,
Yeah.
and you wear it well,
Oh,
honey.
thank you.
You
Thank you.
wear it well. Now, how long was it before when your child came out that you found the Mama Bear private group?
Liz and I were actually talking about that the other day. I'm not
Hmm.
sure. It was during the pandemic,
Okay.
during that
Well, that's
time.
not too long ago
No,
when you
no,
think
it wasn't. It
about
all,
it.
yeah, I found a lot of group, and we were talking about like you find a lot of groups, and some of them are good and safe, and some of them are, um, I think it's a lot of parents who are further into their journey forget what it's like in the beginning and just how tender and raw you are. And there's
Hmm.
just so much that happens that you have to unpack for yourself and for your kid to keep them safe. And it's just all of that at once. And it's very easy once you get on the other side of it to look back and be like, oh, come on, you got this. And it's like,
Right?
you do and you will, but right now it's okay for you to be tender and we can meet you where you are right
Hmm.
now. And we
Yeah.
have a really great group here that meets
Oh,
for
good.
our teens. Our Pride Center has like two locations and like two spaces and like a strip. So
That's
the
great.
kids get to meet on one side and then the parents meet on the other side and we're all there together, but we kind of have our own group of people that, I mean, I couldn't do it without
Yeah.
them. They're just walking in the door that first day and meeting them and meeting another mama who had a kid who was on blockers and who had already had their name changed and like things that we
Yes.
had not been through yet. And it
Yes.
was like, okay. I mean, we thought we were going to have to leave Tennessee. Like, we just were
Hmm.
like, well, this is over. We're not going to be
Right.
able to do this here. And then we met this beautiful community, and it was like, oh, we have a full, vibrant, like, thriving community here that is alive and well and very good. So,
Yeah, that's
um,
great.
yeah.
Liz says that moms learn from other moms. I believe that.
Hmm.
I didn't know where to look for resources when I was going through it, but you're right. In the beginning, you're so tender and raw, and
Hmm.
you're just frozen in this fear and not knowing where to find the resources or how to best support your beautiful child, and it's hard. And some people, if they've not gone through it or not been raised with bad theology, then they just can't get it. It doesn't
Yeah.
make it wrong, they just don't get it. They don't understand.
Hmm.
So, but also to the flip side of that, what you said about once you've been on this journey, it's easy to kind of, I want to say, get past that where you get a little thicker skin, but we still have to be approachable, you know, because you have people within your congregation that are going to need you someday, if they haven't already.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
I think people reach out to us a lot because we're visible. And so we get messages all the time from parents.
yeah,
They're
and that's okay. And that's
oh,
okay,
yeah.
right?
I love it. I love that part of it. I mean, I'm always here to talk and answer questions. And, you know, sometimes it's just, it's going to be okay. You know, I mean,
Oh, that's,
it's not
yeah.
easy. There's not an easy button that you can push, but you're not alone. And you have a family in this group of people, and we're here for you. And that
Yeah.
sometimes has to be enough while you're going through it. So
Yeah.
we look forward to those every other week meetings when we get to see each other and kind of
Yeah.
unload
Yeah.
when one of us is going through something hard.
And even if you're not at those meetings, don't you find that perhaps maybe at your shop or the little tokens that you have on your dolly trolley that sends a message, even when you may not be able to have a conversation?
Yeah.
Like we just got these new stickers in and I love them. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. I hope you can. And you know what? I need to get your size because remember we talked about a
Yes,
t-shirt
yes.
and I
I
got
need
your
to.
address. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Can you see that?
Oh, yes, we need one of those for the trolley.
Yeah.
We have like a whole thing on the back of the
Yeah,
trolley that's got
they're
stickers all over.
tiny,
Oh, but they're still so
I
cute.
mean, I
That would
know.
be great for a register because it's small. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'll send you some, okay?
Okay,
I'll set
yes,
them on the
please
side.
do. Please
And
do.
but I love them because it just sends a message. And so I think about like the PFLAG meetings and the meetings that you're in. That's great. That's wonderful. Please don't stop.
Yeah.
But there's got to be something too about having like a sticker or a shirt.
Yep. Oh,
We,
the shirt is so cute.
thank you.
I love it.
We just got them. But there's something about sending a message. And for example, in Oklahoma, there's a bill, and I'm probably the least politically minded person you'll ever meet. So, but they're trying to ban flags,
Same here.
pride flags,
Yep.
in government establishments and things like that. And I thought to myself, you know, you're talking about a building where people already of the community don't feel safe or supported. And what a symbol means. That's why we have the pride flag, because Harvey Milk and Gilbert Baker said people want something that they can hold on to. And so, I mean, my heart just sank when they did that. And I thought, and next thing they'll try, you know, they'll make schools not, you know, you can't have them in your classroom maybe.
That's
I don't know.
They're passing that. I mean, they actually.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah.
So
unfortunately,
I mean, a lot of things upset me, but I don't know why that hit me especially hard. Because if you can't use your words, at least you have a symbol. And so it's about being creative, even to be effective in your schools. Like as parents, we have rights to know what the policies are for anti-bullying. Is there representation in the schools? Do you have transgender teachers or, you know, same-sex partners represented, you know, things like that. So it's just finding the ways around there. And that's what I love about what you're doing with what, like Liz says, using what you've got, where you're at, and who you're with. And you're doing it with your gift, your God-given gift. I think catering food is your love language.
It is.
And you're serving, you're saving, and you're helping organizations who are doing the work, whether it's Free Mom Hugs or PFLAG or Liz or, you know, it's just, it's not a competition. You know, we all work together to make the world a better place for everyone. And I'm so thankful with the 10% or not. I mean, I'm so thankful for that. But for thinking of us and for just including us in the work that you're doing, because it's just as important as what we're doing.
Thank you so much.
Is.
We were so excited for you to be our first one. So that was our goal in 2024.
That's right.
Was to have, we talked last year and we had our website set up, but it wasn't like set up the way we wanted. And we weren't sure that we could handle the volume. And so we kind of went back to the drawing board and rearranged some things. And we're like, we'll touch base.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. And then the website took forever to
We're
get,
still
up and running.
working
And
on
it's
ours,
beautiful now.
girl.
It's done and it's beautiful and we love it. And we have beautiful pictures of all of
It's
our friends
really, really
eating
nice.
cookies and it's gorgeous. So, um, that took a little bit of time, but our goal in 2024 is to do a different organization every month to
I saw that
expose
too.
our customers to different organizations so that when you're, people order from us, then next month they'll see another organization that they may not have
Mhm.
known about, and then they'll learn about that
Absolutely.
and they'll learn about a different organization that's doing something a little bit different. And so that is the part. And we're starting with the ones obviously that are closest to our hearts that, impacted us and our journey on that, with our kiddos. So, I mean, I did a video about this the other day, but like literally we saw Jen Hatmaker's video and I texted my brother-in-law who lives in Houston and he and his husband and I said, "Can we come do Pride with you? We've got to
Oh,
do that with the kids."
really?
So we
I
went
didn't know
down,
that.
we scheduled a trip, we went down there and did Pride with them that following year. And
I didn't know
then
that.
we, looking back, we realized like our kid, there were so many signs that that was like the
Oh,
moment that they were like, "Oh." And so they came out about a year after that, but that was the time when we felt like I think they saw the representation and all of the beautiful
oh, so
people,
great.
and it's a much bigger city than Knoxville, and so it was just like wow, like it hit different. I think big city prides and really small cities are they just sorry that is so special. So if you haven't been to a small town pride, I really highly recommend it. We went to our first one in Sweetwater,
Oh,
Tennessee.
yeah. We
Ugh,
make a point. We make a point to go, and I
it,
think it's more important now than ever. In fact, there's Pride Frisco just joined an amazing organization doing amazing work in Texas, and it's just a small town pride
mhm.
that, oh my gosh, saving lives for
Yes,
sure.
yes. The one in Sweetwater started with, I don't know, a handful of kids, less than 10, and they took a bucket of chalk down to the park and they drew on the basketball courts. They drew rainbows and flags on the basketball court because that's all that they knew how to do at the time. And then the next year, a couple other people got involved and they were able to put together an event. And there were a couple of vendors. And then last year was the third year and they had a full-on drag show right after all of the drag
What?
bills, and they had vendors and we were there, and we were there with another organization registering people to vote, and it was just you know
Yes,
and it went
yes.
from something, there were probably 500-600 people there, and 3 years ago there was no one, like three
Yeah.
people 10 people, whatever. So yeah, I have a soft spot in my heart for those kids that are organizing those little tiny prides that actually met a guy that goes around the country. His name's it's like Trans Man in a Van, I think is his thing, and he goes to small town prides that don't have any
I'm going to
corporate
Google
sponsors,
that.
and he just drives around, and I was like, "Are you going to come to Knoxville?" And he was like, "No, I don't do any big prides. I only go to small prides." And we met him at Blank Pride, which was also controversial because we had some issues here in Tennessee with that, but we were able to do it without a hitch. But it's been
Trans
tough.
man in a
I
van.
think that's what it is. Trans man in a van. Yeah,
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to follow them on Facebook or social
yeah.
media. Um, can I ask you some like personal questions? And if it's
Oh
too
yeah,
much, you tell
sure.
me. We got a
No,
safe word,
yeah,
butterscotch or something.
no, yeah.
Um, Having a transgender child, the dynamic, the beautiful dynamic that brings to your family is what are the gifts that that child has brought to your family that maybe you weren't aware of or that surprised you,
Mhm.
or were there any really difficult moments that how did you get through them? It's kind of a
No,
loaded question, but okay.
yeah. I think my friends and I were actually just talking about this the other day.
Hmm.
All of us that have trans kids, we have one mama in our group who is navigating healthcare right now, and it's just specifically very hard. And to watch those kids and the way that they love and support each other, it's something that it just threw us all for a loop. You know, I mean, we knew we had good kids. We knew that they loved each other deeply, but like the level of compassion and empathy and like the kids sitting on my couch crying just as hard for their friend as they did when they were going through it. So I think the level of care and compassion and just seeing what beautiful, like caring humans they are has been something that, I mean, again, I knew they were great. They're my kid. I knew he was awesome, but um, seeing how they collectively work as a group has been by far one of the best gifts, I think. And then as far as like hardships, I would say we've kind of been in, I mean, knock on wood, like sort of this little queer bubble for the last 4 or 5 years. They came out during the pandemic, and, you know, as soon as we were able to get in with people, we kind of like immerse ourselves in this group, the queer community here. And it's sort of like we built this business around the queer community. So it's like we have hard times, and like talking to our legislators was terrible, and, you know, all of that. But I would say overall, we've been really blessed is not the right word because say that, but
Blessed.
yes, but it, you know, has not been as hard. There have been hard things. I think the hardest thing for me and for my husband was unpacking all of the stuff that is internal. Oh, I just got an order. Thank you.
I got what? Say that one more time.
My phone just told me that we got
you
an
got
order.
an order.
Yes,
Yay!
and I said, thank you. Yeah. For us, it was unpacking our stuff, like just unpacking the stuff that we had learned. It's not even like anyone teaches you some of it. It's just society, you know, it's just the way you were raised.
Bias,
And having
yeah.
to say like, is that really what I believe? Is that
Right.
how I want to treat other humans? Is that how I would want someone to treat my child? And so that was stuff that we knew. And luckily, Daniel's brother is gay, and he was he was the president of one of the Pride Centers here in Tennessee for a couple of decades. And so when our kiddo came out to us, he was very like helpful and like just being like, okay, these are the steps. Like, this is what it looks like. This is, you need to unpack this on your time. Like, this is not, so he held our hands in a way. He and his partner were just so helpful during that time
great.
to be able to tell us, you know, kind of how to do things. So I don't know. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, it did. Can I ask, how are things at school? Are you still homeschooling, or are there public schools now? Or
we're in public school now, but they go to a smaller school that is a great fit for them. So that has not really, and there's actually a ton of queer kids there. So there's always going to be a handful of them that are not okay. But I would say overall, they have had a good experience with school.
Yeah,
so
I'm so glad.
But that has not been the case for all of our friends. We have a lot of friends who have had a really, really rough time, and we know far more trans kids that homeschool than go to public school for that reason.
I could see that. Don't you think that it depends on who's in authority?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I found. No matter, you know, whether you're trying to, you know, get with a GSA group in a school, or even if it's allowed, or whoever's in authority is the ripple effect of how a school receives and treats the community.
Yeah.
And, you know, when Parker was in school, he had a couple of teachers where he was safe.
Same.
And several that he wasn't.
That's exactly the same. And those couple of teachers that are a safe haven are just, I mean, they're angels straight from heaven, literally. I mean, they're just, yeah, they are, my kid knows no matter what, if there is ever a thing, that's the person I go to. That's my safe spot. And they know that they have that. And fortunately, that teacher is also a family friend of ours, so they know that it's a safe spot, and that has made things a lot easier. But they had another one last year. They've had several that have just been really affirming and loving and actually curious. I mean, that was one of the things that I was really proud of last year was some of the teachers that
Oh,
were
yeah.
like, I don't know about this, but I'd like to learn. And that is modeling that, just showing kids that you don't have to know everything and that we can all learn from each other was so beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I just thought about this. I'm sure they have parent teacher night or, where you go to the school and
Mhm.
you're there and they know your child. Because I know probably parents go to their teachers and say, my kid's going through something that I don't understand. And they go, you know what? Hold on, I know someone.
Mhm.
It's all about
Yeah.
relationships and knowing, and the fact that your child had the support at home to be able to be
Mhm.
confident and
Mhm.
clear in who they are
Yep.
to be able to advocate for themselves.
Very
Oh,
much. Very much.
and that just speaks volumes for you, for the family. So bravo, mom and dad.
Yes. We are very,
Bravo.
very proud of our kiddo. They are
Well, it's
really,
evident, honey.
yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'm proud of them, and I don't even know them.
They're good. They're a good egg.
Yeah, you did good, Mama. Well,
Aw.
tell us about your business. Tell people how they can find you. What's your favorite flavor? I mean, what's happening?
Well, so when we originally started, we were just a fundraiser. We were just raising money. We were not, did not intend on it really being anything more than that. And then it kind of took off. And after we got the trolley, things sort of exploded. And then we started the website. So now we're shipping nationwide
What?
and yay! And we are so grateful for y'all. I mean, we have
Nationwide.
gotten so many orders and
You
we
have?
have, it's funny because the way our system is set up through Shopify, we have Alexa in our house. And so somehow, I don't even know, we didn't connect it this way. Every time an order comes through, it sounds like a cash register and it dings. And
Are
my
you
son,
serious?
yes, and my son still homeschools. So I'll be at the kitchen and then I'll come home and he'll be like, Mom, we got 6 more orders. Like it's so sweet to watch.
Oh my gosh. You need to
Yeah,
record that sound.
I
And you
know,
know
I
what?
know.
We
We
should have,
never know when it's coming
yeah,
through.
we should have started this call with, okay, tell people how to find you
Yes, yes.
so they can call in their orders. We
Well,
got a
they're
few more
ordering.
minutes left.
They're ordering right
Yeah.
now. I can see them. So
So
yes, thank you. Well,
if
and that's
you're
the other
watching
thing.
this, yeah.
I I really struggled. I did not want to share it. I was like, I set a goal for
Now, you
myself
don't
and was like,
have to share if you
and
don't
I'm
want to.
not going to say the whole goal. I'll tell you how many more we
Oh,
need. Um,
do that. Yes.
yes. So, and I was like, I don't know if I can do that. Like, what if we don't meet it?
No, I
What will
get
people
it. Yeah.
think? And, and this little voice in my head the whole time was like, but that's not what it's about, right? It's not. It's about spreading love and joy. It's not about, and that's the reason I didn't want to say it because
Yeah.
I didn't want it to feel like we were asking for something,
No,
or whatever.
what? You're probably
Yeah.
right. I think that's a good gut. It was exciting and I get it, but no, I think you're right.
Yeah. But we're close. We are very close. So, I mean, basically, if we get about 200 more, we're there. And that's a
Oh,
huge,
really?
yep.
'Cause we still got time.
I know, girl. It's only oh, my watch is about dead.
17th, 18th,
Yeah.
what is it?
Yeah. We've got half the month left. So,
Right. So tell
yes,
folks, like, if you are watching this, because it'll be recorded,
yes.
it'll be on our main page for a while.
It's,
So if yeah,
you just
go.
go to getmamabearcookies.com. Or if you find us we're tagged on all of your stuff too. On Instagram, you can click from there and go straight to the website. And then the website is super easy to navigate.
I
We only
know.
have
I
two options.
saw.
Yeah, you can do a half a dozen and a full dozen. And then once you choose that, then you can go in and click your flavors and see which ones you want. Um, our flavors, we have two base cookies. We have our sugar cookie, and then which is the best damn sugar cookie. And my husband named it because I mean there was just really nothing else that we could name it because it
Yeah,
is.
I
All of our
believe you.
cookies are a little bit sweet and salty. So as a chef, that is kind of like the ultimate compliment that someone can give me is that it's a balance. The people will always say your cookies aren't too sweet. There's something different about them, and I'm like, it's the salt. So. So we have the sugar cookie and then we have like our base of our chocolate chip cookie, but then all of the other flavors. So like the peanut butter white chocolate. There's a Tennessee 3, which is like a triple chocolate with bourbon candied pecans. So there's a bunch of Oreo. There's a bunch of different flavors.
What's
Strawberry.
your favorite?
I go back and forth. Tennessee 3 is probably my favorite. We also do a brown butter Rice Krispie treat that I'm
Oh,
kind of obsessed with right now.
that's
Um, it's really good. There's not any bad. I mean, they're all good. They're all really yummy.
you're right. They are.
Strawberry. I go back and forth on what I want. I mean, I kind of burn out because I eat them. I mean, I really don't eat them that much, but I'm around them all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, they can go to the website and they can order half a dozen or a dozen. And we typically try to ship out Monday through Wednesday. We do 2-day shipping so that it gets there before the weekend, just so that it's not sitting in a warehouse. So like if you order on a Thursday through the weekend, we typically will send your order out on Monday.
And you go nationwide, and they spend time on the packaging so it's fresh, it's sealed,
Yes.
it's childproof. You'll have to get scissors to open up.
I actually just did a video yesterday that I need to post on how to open them because people are like, how do I get in there? Because we use like an industrial sealer to seal them.
They don't play.
Yeah.
They don't play.
Yeah.
So it's nationwide. Go. It's helping and serving this beautiful community and providing for an ally that is just going above and beyond to serve and to just make the world a better place for everyone. And they're great cookies. I looked at the website. They're reasonably priced. You've shipped nationwide.
I mean, big. They're quarter-pound
Yes.
cookies. I actually have one right here. They're giant. Like, they're big cookies.
Yeah.
Like, this one is the peanut butter white chocolate, and it has a whole Reese's on top of it, white chocolate Reese's on top of it. So, like, they're giant cookies.
Yeah, they're big.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
Yes.
You got it going on there for sure.
Thank you.
Now, we're rounding up to the hour, so just if there's anything that you could say to a mom who might be hearing the words for the first time, or just what do you want the world to know about your child? Whatever it is, let's talk about it.
I would say if you are a mama experiencing this for the first time, that you are not alone. This is something that will end up being one of the biggest blessings in your life. And it's hard right now, but there are so many mama bears just like you who are going through and have gone through and have experienced this immense blessing in their life. And welcome to the club. And as for our kiddos, gosh, I just want everyone to know it is the reason why we do what we do. I want people to know how normal our life is and how we're just normal people. Our kids are normal. Were born in the wrong. My son told, we have some friends who have triplets, and they were really young when our kiddo came out, and they said, the mom was like trying to explain it, and our youngest said to them, I know how to explain it. He said, my sibling was born in an itchy sweater that doesn't fit him right. And so what he's doing is he's just getting a different sweater. And so, and the kids were like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. I don't like itchy sweaters. And I was like, yes, perfect. Exactly. We just need to reprogram the way we think about it. And we just don't know what we don't know. And so learning about other people and being curious, be curious and learn about something that you don't know about, because I mean, it's what you find on the other side is just the most beautiful thing you could have ever known.
Oh, honey, I couldn't have said it better. And you're just a shining light. Please don't ever stop doing what you're doing. And just please tell your family that they have an admirer, and I'm cheering you on. And on behalf of Free Mom Hugs and every mother with a LGBTQ child across America, we want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you. Don't make me cry. No. It's been a long week.
It's all good. Well, have a good weekend. And just know that we're just so proud and impressed and thankful for your contribution to our mission. And I think with that, we'll close out. Let's give each other a hug.
Love you. Oh, thank you so much. I just cannot thank you enough. I'm just so honored that this got to be our first collaboration, and I just can't wait to see where it takes us. And hopefully we'll get to meet in person sometime soon.
I
Yeah.
hope so. And we'll have a follow-up, like where are you now a year from now, right?
Yes, let's
And
do
see,
it. Look, if
yeah.
you look at a year from not where we were a year ago, it's crazy.
Oh, we should have
So
talked
I can't wait.
about that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what next year, this whole year brings us. So
Yeah.
thank you for being a part
Okay.
of it. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
support.
Don't hang up because I'm kind of new to this, but I'm going to try to take a screenshot. So
Okay, yes, I'm going to try and do that too.
if
Yeah.
I lose you, we'll just say bye. And thank you, friends who joined us. And we'll be posting this on the Free Mom Hugs main site. I don't know how to make you a collaborator, so maybe Katrina knows. I don't
Okay.
know how to do that. I barely
It's
figured this
okay.
out.
My husband can take a screenshot too. We'll make
Okay,
him.
good.
Yes, if we hang
But
up and get it wrong.
I'm going to try to
Okay.
do it. So I love you. If
Love you.
I
I'm not
lose
going to
you,
hang up. Okay. Bye.
ready? Wait,
Let's
now.
see.
1, 2, 3. Ready? Go.
Oh, oh,
I got
I
it.
did
I got it.
too. I think it worked. Yay. Thank you so much. Love you. Mwah.
Bye.